Welcome to Where I Long to Be, a magical trip report podcast. My name is Alex, and I'm hopping in to say hello and kick off this week's post trip report episode from my mom, the one and only Virginia. In just a few more weeks, you'll hear from my mom and I on our own trip report episode from our Labor Day weekend / mother-son trip that we took for her birthday. I'm looking forward to reliving that when we record, and I'll know you'll enjoy it too. On today's trip report, we are welcoming back Molly to the show, who my mom and I actually met up with in Epcot recently. Molly is a travel agent who specializes in Disney and Universal, and on this trip she was traveling to Universal Studios Florida with her family, including her husband Mitch, her son Sebastian, who is 12, and her daughter Lyra, who is 9, almost 10. They stayed at the new Universal Grand Helios Hotel that is just outside the new Epic Universe park. They had 6 park days, which included one built-in day at Epic Universe and one additional Epic day that they paid to add on. The family hadn't been back to Universal since 2022, so they were looking forward to checking out all the new stuff and revisiting some favorites that both the kids were older and taller to be able to ride. That should have you all caught up. And one last thing. There's a slight crackle in Molly's headphones that starts about halfway through the episode. It's not too bad, but just wanted to give you a heads up about it. And now, please welcome your host and my mom, Virginia, and her guest Molly.
Welcome back, Molly.
Hey, thanks.
I have been looking forward to our conversation since the first time we spoke because this is all about Universal.
Yeah, we're going down the road a bit from our
Yeah.
typical stomping grounds.
So your last time to Universal was several years ago.
Yes.
So overall impressions, had anything, I know there's the addition of Epic, but how you feel and relate to Universal, has that changed at all since the last time you went?
Not really. I mean, I think it definitely has gotten better. I think they're adding a lot and growing and building, and I'm really starting to like them. I wouldn't say more than Disney because I can't say that about my precious first child, but it's like we spent a week there, and I still feel like there were things we didn't do. Like they've got a lot to offer that I feel like it used to be like just pop over for the day, and that's really not the case anymore. So they're doing good stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to hear all about this. So let's just start at the very beginning. As Maria von Trapp said,
very good place to start.
Very good place to start. How was your flight from Boston?
It was good. We were very lucky to not have really any travel issues at all. So our flight was around like 11 o'clock in the morning or 11:30 or something like that. And we got to the airport. It was a Sunday, and we drove from our house is about an hour and 15 minutes from Boston usually. And we got there in under an hour. Like there was no traffic. It was like we were all like, wait, we're there? Oh, okay. We got through security super fast, and we were just like hanging out at the gate for hours because we didn't expect everything to go that quickly. So it all went smoothly. We flew JetBlue, and we were on one of the older planes.
Okay.
And
no
it's
TVs?
Like, it had TVs, but it's like the little, like where you have to like press the button in the armrest to change the channel. Yeah. It's not the nice new one. Like, and so the kids were like, what is like, it was like, you would have thought you gave them a rotary dial phone. Like they were like, this is ridiculous. And I was like, there was a time when there was no TVs at all. Like I remember being excited about these ones. So I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So they were a little like, not even upset, but like they were like, oh man, like I can't watch the brand new Minecraft movie or whatever they were going to watch. But everyone survived. It was fine. And we got in around like 3, I think, to Orlando.
And you had a private car service you were using for this trip.
Yeah. So we used Grayson Town Car private service. This is the first time I've used them, but they picked us up at baggage claim. Our bags took forever. Our suitcases were literally the last ones off the plane. So we had to wait around a little bit for that, which was kind of a bummer, but our car was there ready to go, and we were ready. And it took about 30 minutes to get to the hotel. And we're staying at the Helios Grand Hotel. And you could see it as we were like driving up, and it was just like, like it was like glowing in the distance. And we were like, oh, there she is. It was so pretty. And even our driver was like, oh, this is nice. This is my first time coming over here. And I was like, you got to stay here, man. It's really nice.
Well, how did you like the hotel? First of all, I guess the hotel itself, the amenities, that sort of thing. What were your impressions there?
So walking in, it smelled amazing. And I know like we always talk about like the Disney hotel smells, and this one was right up there. I was like, ooh, I could buy this candle, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but they should sell it. It smelled wonderful. It was like a really like big open lobby area. So like just like like, I mean, it's Helios Grand, and I was going to say it was very grand, so maybe that's the point. But you can look as you walk in, you look right out the back window, and Epic Universe is right there. So it's like you just like have a straight shot looking into the park, which is like really impressive. Like there's I did not get over the fact that we could see that park from any of the windows on that side of the hotel the whole time. Like I just kept being like, it's pretty. So I would say like that for me was like the highlight of like I'm waking up and going to bed in a theme park. And like for someone like me who loves theme parks, like that was just like the ultimate. They had there's a couple of sit down restaurants. There's a cafe that serves Starbucks. There's like a pool bar, but that also serves food. So like all of that amenities were really good. I will say that the quick service options were kind of lacking. That was something that was kind of disappointing because you can't really just like grab and go very much. Like there was like some sandwiches, some wraps, some like breakfast sandwiches in the morning, but it like there wasn't like you couldn't like go up and get a slice of pizza, or you couldn't like get a thing. Like you had to kind of go to a sit down place for pretty much anything. And that adds up really fast. So that was like really expensive. But I think the type of hotel that it is caters to a more sit down dining crowd, perhaps. But it had a really nice pool, no slide, and it wasn't super deep. Like I think the deepest part was probably about 4 feet deep. Like it wasn't like a super deep pool, and it was kind of like winding, like it was like a lagoon style pool. So it was like kind of winding around through the thing, but very big, plenty of seating. Like I never felt like we couldn't find a place to sit or anything. And the kids loved it. Lyra just wanted to do front flips over and over again, so she was fine. they didn't seem to mind. There was no slide or anything. What else?
Did they have any kind of like arcade or anything like that for the kids?
Yes, they have an arcade. I would say it's very small, and it mostly had claw machines and then like a basketball game and like a Mario Kart game. Obviously, it had to stay on brand. But there wasn't like a ton in there. Like we went in and like the kids zipped through like one of the like little cards in like 2 seconds, and it was kind of like, like it was meh. But we got out. We did that on our pool day, so like we kind of got out of the heat for a little while. So it was a nice little break, but it's not something I would like go out of my way for sure.
Did they have any like activities, sort of like Disney has the people who come out to the pool and do trivia and things like that? Were there anything like that, or like movies playing and
they
things
do
like that?
they do a movie every night at like 8 o'clock. So that changed. I think one of the nights we were there, it was Karate Kid, and then they were going to have like Wonder Woman the next night. So they do like a movie at the pool. It did list that there was pool activities during the day, but we never saw them. We were only like, I would say we mostly went to the pool at night after the parks. There was one day that we were there pretty much the whole day, and I didn't notice any activities happening, but it did say that they do them. So I'm not sure when those happen. Maybe it's more in the evening time when the movie's playing. But I think with our schedule, we just kind of missed that stuff. But but they did list that they had them. So
Okay. Now, how did you feel about the location of this hotel? Like I know you liked being able to see into Epic Universe, but how did you like the location with all of the other things you wanted to do?
it honestly was fine. Like we were a little nervous about like, were we going to wait a long time for a bus, or was the bus going to take a long time? Like I would say we didn't wait for a bus for the other like city walk area parks, the Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We got on one like maybe a minute, like, or one was waiting there like every time we wanted to go. And we never really like rope dropped those other parks anyway. And like even in the off hours, like there was always a bus. There was like always one cycling through on either end. We didn't wait for a bus, and it took about 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a dedicated lane on the highway for the bus for Universal buses.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I like one time we were going back to the hotel and they were just on the regular road, but most of the time they were taking. So I don't know if it's like when it's busy they take the dedicated line, or I don't know how they decide that, but it was 15 minutes max either way. The only time we waited for a bus was we went to Volcano Bay, and that shares a bus with the other two hotels that are over there, the Stella Nova and Terra Luna resorts over at Epic. So it picked those people up first and then picked up from our hotel and then went to Volcano Bay. And we left at about 10:30 in the morning, so not like right when the park opened. So I think they send fewer for that. So we did have to wait a good chunk of time for that. But other than that, we didn't wait at all. Like I didn't feel like it. And I feel like with Disney's too, like if you're staying maybe say like, Animal Kingdom Lodge and you're going to Magic Kingdom, like it's the same amount of like travel time. Like it wasn't like, I didn't feel like it was super long or anything.
Okay. All right, let's get into all these day-to-day activities. So I know you had a Bar Helios reservation for dinner that first night.
Yes.
How was that?
It was really good. We got in around like 4, and like after like getting checked in and getting all set, like we were starving. And I would not recommend going to this place for a full sit down meal. It was super expensive, and everything is like small, like appetizer type things, or like $165 tomahawk steak that I was like, no, we're not getting that. Like Sebastian really was like, can we no, it's not that. No, we're not that kind of vacation people. So we got like, like a charcuterie board and like a hummus thing, and like it was like we just kept ordering more because we kept being hungry because everything was like these little portions. So I would maybe not do that again because it added up really quickly. But the food was great. Like the food was delicious. It just was like, I feel like it's the kind of place that you either like go and get a drink and an app and then go do something else, or if you've been in the park all day, you like stop and do that at the end of the night before you go, like it's kind of
like a little midnight snack.
Yeah. Like I would say like it, and like, neither Mitch or I drink alcohol. So like the cocktail menu looked fantastic, but like we're not going to partake of this. It's like for us to like go and get like a soda and like sit and eat it. It's just like, I don't like, we're probably not the demographic for it, but it is a beautiful space. You can't top looking, out. It's this, rooftop bar looking out over a theme park. Like that's definitely a cool thing to do. So I would definitely recommend it for like, if you want to just go get a drink or, something like that. I think that would be a really fun thing. But we were like trying to have a full meal, and it was like, I don't know that this is the best idea for our wallets the first night.
Yeah. Does Epic Universe have fireworks? And if so, is this a good place to watch fireworks from?
They don't have fireworks, but they do have a nightly fountain show. And that is at closing, which the week we were there was at 10 p.m. I'm sure that changes throughout the year, but right at closing time, they have a fountain show, and I would definitely recommend watching it from there, watching it from in the park, watching it from your theme park view room if you have one. I feel like there you would hear the music better than you could like indoors, but like it's really fun. It's cute.
Okay.
It like has all the music from the different lands. So like it has like Super Nintendo music and then like Harry Potter music and How to Train Your Dragon, and it's cute. So I would recommend it.
Did you do anything else this first day?
No, not really. We went in the pool. We just kind of poked around the hotel a little bit, and we bought power-up bands for the Super Nintendo World because we were going to Epic the next day. So we wanted to have those linked up and ready to go for the morning. So we checked out the little, Universal store in the hotel. And that was about it. And then we tried to get to bed early. We watched the fountain show from our room at 10, and then we tried to go to bed. But everyone was very excited. So we were a little too energetic.
All right, let's talk about this epic day then. So you had said that early entry was at 9 and the park opens at 10 a.m., or at least right now it does. So what time did you end up getting there?
So I was up super early because that's just who I am as a person. So I went and got breakfast for everybody in the little market downstairs and got everybody up, and we were in the line to go in about 8:30.
Okay.
And they started letting people in about 8:50. Like they were letting people into the park earlier than 9 from our like little holding area. Um, so it was hot standing in the line, so bring some shade. That was one thing. Like I was glad to have my UV umbrella just standing there. It's like they put you directly under the sun, I feel like. But so we went straight to Super Nintendo Land. We went to Mario Kart to ride. We had Express that day, but we were going to try to ride that once without the Express Pass so that we could try to ride it twice. And so we did that. I'm not typically like a rope drop in this like intensity type person. Like I don't like the like crowd of like we're getting trampled rope drop situation. Like that's why at Disney I'm like I just buy the lightning lane. I'm not gonna fight with people to get in the line. But we did it for this, and I was like like you're just like herding into these like smaller areas, and it was a little intense, but it did work. I mean, we were on and off the ride in maybe 40 minutes. So I mean, we didn't wait long. So I guess in that respect, it worked.
Did you get a sense of what most people were trying to rope drop?
Yeah. So it seemed like people were either going here to Mario Kart or they were going to Stardust Racers, which I think was a much smaller group, which is in the like main Celestial Park. It's the big roller coaster there. Or they were going and waiting to get into the Harry Potter portal, which doesn't open till 10. So it
so
seemed
they
like
were
it
literally
was
just using up their early entry time to stand in a line.
So it really seemed like there were like 3 distinct groups. There were a couple people that were like shuffling into Dark Universe, which they were probably the smart ones. I mean, I think like if you're going for like one day or if you're going for a couple of days and like this is really important to you, like this is obviously the strategy, like to rope drop this to reduce the wait time. But I just feel like I don't think I would do that again. Like it's just like, like it's obvious, but like I feel like if you want like a more leisurely morning or you want to do more than one ride, like using that time another way, I think if I were going again, I would probably change my mind. But
well, I think it will make a huge difference when they make it so that you can hop over to Epic more than once. Because right now, we'll talk about it, but you bought an extra day to Epic separately because your ticket only included one day in Epic.
Yeah.
So I think that will make a big difference when people aren't like, I have this one day, that's all. Because not everybody's going to splurge and get a second Epic day.
Right.
So.
Or get the, and the Express Pass works on most things there once, but not all of it. Like the Ministry of Magic ride, it doesn't even work on. So, and that's the one that gets the longest line. Right. So, I mean, I think we did it. We were, happy to be on and off the ride. It was that initial like rush that I was like, I don't like it. Get me out of here. But once we were in the line, like it kept moving and it was fine. So,
was the ride fun?
The ride was fun. I feel like it wasn't my favorite ride, but it was fun. And the line is very cute. And especially if you're, I think, of a certain age or certain, generation, like that, like walking into that land and knowing like you've played this these games a million times as a kid. Like it really, like
Yeah.
my husband too. Like it was like we were all just like, like we're in the game. Like this is really cool. It is really impressive to walk in there, even after seeing a million pictures and videos of it. Like being there is just everything's towering above you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
All right. Where did you head after that?
So after that, we did the Yoshi Adventure Ride, which is like kind of, I would say like a little kid ride mixed with like the People Mover in a way. And I feel like it's cute. Like it's not like anything super special, but like I would recommend you do it because it's cute. But it was like really hot, and there's a portion where it goes outside, and it was just like it's too. I need cold air blowing on me. This is maybe do it in the evening, but at least in the summer, wait till it gets colder. Yeah, it was like this. The outside part was a little hot, but. And then from there, we just kind of hung out in that area a little bit. Like there's games to play. There's stuff to do with like I said, your power up band. You can collect stamps and like things, coins and things throughout the land. So we were just kind of poking around doing that.
Can you tell us whether you feel personally whether the band was worth it or not? And did you get more than one for your party?
We each got one. So the four of us got bands. It was about $200 for that. They're like about $48 a piece. They're not cheap.
It's really pricey.
We had a blast with them. I don't know that every family needs to get one for each person. The kids loved it. Like Sebastian was very determined to like collect as much things as he could. And he's 12. So like, I think there's a certain, like, if you have like someone who's really into video games or like, my kid was like, maybe you're very competitive and you want to like, cause you can like link them all together and like kind of see what everybody's collected and stuff like that. It is fun. Like I feel like, with the Magic Band at Disney, like I kind of almost wish there were more things like that you could do with it, like to collect things, or like they had the statues for the 50th and stuff like that. Like I do find that fun. So I would say for us, it was worth it. Like we knew we wanted those and we budgeted to have those. But I would say for, a family who maybe isn't that into Super Nintendo or like doesn't really, mom and dad don't really care and they just get them for the kids. Like I don't think you're like missing out if you don't have one. I just think it does make that part of it a little bit more exciting for people that are into that sort of thing.
Okay. And it doesn't do anything outside of those games, right? It's not serving as a holder for your ticket or anything like that.
No, I know there is. So if you have like a Nintendo Wii, I know again, I'm not like super. My kids know more about this stuff than I do, but there's like Amiibo. Like you can use it as an Amiibo. It's like something with the Wii that you can use it with. I don't understand it, but so there is like that. I guess I don't know if that's like cool enough to spend $48 on, but it is fun. It is fun to like find things around the land, and I think you can still like punch the blocks and it makes a sound. It's just you're not collecting the thing, so you can still participate in things. It's just not going to be like linked to your band.
Yeah. Okay.
For whatever that's worth.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And when I had talked to Ashley from Ashley Ever After, she had visited Universal in California. And so I remember vaguely her saying something like, I think they had only gotten one band, and she was like, that was plenty. We didn't really need, because it was just them as a couple going. Right. So I was very interested to see, like, family with kids, is it more worth it to get?
Yeah, they weren't going to let me just get one. I'll tell you that right now. So I was at least having to get two. And I was like, you know what? If you're getting them, I'm getting them. I got to test this out. I need to know what it's all about. And
so you need to be able to tell your travel clients.
Exactly. And, and I wanted to have fun. But
yeah. and I think you can use them on subsequent trips. It's not like it just like dies.
Yep. And it's always, and I think, like it's linked to, so if like we didn't collect everything this trip, like we can go back and do that in another trip. So it's not like they expire or you have to like renew them or anything. Like that's a one-time cost. So
okay. Was there anything else in this particular land, or did you move on?
So we will come back to this land over and over, but at this time we moved on to the Isle of Burke. And the kids wanted to check out the play area. We got the like Universal photo package. And one thing that is like kind of a pain in the butt is that you have to take the card, you print out your tickets to get into the park. And with that, if you get the photo package, they print you out a little ticket. And you have to turn that ticket in at the photo place to get another little ticket that has a QR code on it to scan at any place that gets your picture. So it's kind of, it feels to me like too many steps, but I think it's because the photo thing is like a third party. So I think it's like they give you a voucher to give to them to get your thing. But so I hoofed it up to get that while they were doing something else because I was like, we don't need to all stand in the line to get the picture thing. So they hung out in the Isle of Burke. There's like a little play area there, and they checked that all out. And then when I got back, we rode Hiccup Swing Gliders, which is the roller coaster there. And Lyra rode it, and she said she didn't love it, but then ended up riding it 2 more times during our trip. So that is now her favorite ride. So we unlocked Lyra this trip. She is doing the rides now. So
you leveled up. So
yes, we leveled up. Like she was like, okay, I'm going to try it. So she's almost 10. And I feel like we kind of like scared her off when she was 5. And we took her on Big Thunder Mountain for the first ride that she ever went on. And she hated it. So it's taken this long to get her the courage to try other things. So
well, I'm
very
glad
excited.
she liked it.
I know, me too. It was great. And we got some lunch. We got the mac and cheese cones and steak bowls from Spitfire Grill there in Isle of Burke. I don't know if you've heard of these.
I'm imagining that they're very similar to the cones that you can get in Cars Land.
Probably pretty similar. This is like, I'm going to describe it as someone has cut an Italian loaf of bread in half and hollowed out the half and stuck like shells and cheese in there. And then the one Lyra got came with goldfish on top. But they have ones that come with pork on top and ones that come with like a spicy chicken on top.
Okay.
And it was delicious. Like it was really good. So it sounds like a lot. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to like that. Like that's a lot of carbs and cheese. But she loved it. Mitch and I split one of theirs, like a steak bowl with like, you know, some veggies and stuff. And I just had heard that was really good. We split that, and Sebastian also got that. But then we all had a bite of Lyra's mac and cheese cone too, and we're like, "Oh, that is good." I kind of liked it better than what I got. So, but yeah, so we got lunch, and then we went on. They have like a kind of a water ride over there called Fire Drill, where you kind of like shoot little like squirters at things and try to put out fires. And it's like it's like a big ship, and you sit like all on one side, and then another person sits, another group of people sit on the other side. So you're like kind of like competing.
And you're shooting the other people, so
no, you're shooting targets, and the targets make things happen. So there's like fires to put out, and then there's these ones that are like surprises, and you don't know what's going to happen. Those are usually the ones that get somebody wet. Whether it's you or someone else, you're not like really sure. I got absolutely soaked. Everybody else was just like a little bit wet. Lyra wore a poncho because she's smart, and I got like, it was like water just like dumped into my lap.
Oh no.
And I was like, well, that is the worst possible thing that could happen.
At least it was hot.
It was so hot. And like I was wearing kind of like, like the moisture wicking material shorts. So it dried pretty quickly. I was like, I'm going to look like I peed in my pants, but it's fine. It was fine. No one noticed. But yeah, so it was like, and I feel like that it was cute. It was very well themed. I felt like all of our like squirters weren't really like reaching the targets. And so we're kind of like, this is like, I'm getting wet, but like not really having as much fun as I'd hoped. But it was cute. It was well themed. And then I think we walked over to the carousel after that.
This is still in the Isle of Burke?
We walked out of Isle of Burke. Sorry. We've left the Isle of Burke temporarily. Okay. And we've gone over to the Constellation Carousel, which is in Celestial Park, which Celestial Park is like the hub of Epic.
Oh, okay. So
So
that's
it
where all of the portals come
Yeah,
out
so
of.
it
Okay.
goes like from the hotel to the other end of the park is Celestial Park.
Okay.
And so the two rides in there are the Constellation Carousel and Stardust Racers roller coaster. Everything else is in the portals
Okay.
off of that. So we went and did that and then went over to Dark Universe. And Mitch and Sebastian rode the two rides that are over there. So there's Monsters Unchained, which is, if anyone's ever been on the ride that's in the Hogwarts Castle Forbidden Journey,
Oh,
it's the
yes.
same ride mechanism, like that arm type thing.
Yeah, which is very hard to describe. So if you're curious about the ride mechanism, please just go Google it and look on YouTube or something.
Yeah, it's like it's on an arm and it moves you like all around. But I will say that for this, I didn't ride it at this time, but I did ride it before our trip was over, and it definitely does not move as kind of jerkily as the Harry Potter one. Like I get motion sick on the Harry Potter. Like I have to close my eyes on the Harry Potter one. Like I can't. The screens and the motion, like, and I don't get motion sick easily, but like that one does me in. It's like tilting me too much. This is a much slower. Like it tips you pretty much all the way onto your back, but in a slow way. Like it's not as like crazy motion.
Okay.
So they rode that, and then there's another ride over there, Curse of the Werewolf, which is like a spinning coaster.
Okay.
So like think Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with like Slinky Dog.
Okay.
Like it's not as like it spins more than Guardians, but it's not as like intense. Like it kind of goes back and forth a little bit, and it's like spinning you.
Is it like the old coaster, and I'm blanking on what the name of it was, in Animal Kingdom over in Dino Land, USA?
Kind of, yes.
Like a mouse-style coaster.
Yeah, I would say like a notch up from that in like intensity.
Okay.
And if again, I think this is probably like, you know, a very small group of people, but if you've been to Disneyland Paris, the Crushes coaster, I would say is the most similar
I've
ride
seen
that
videos of it.
Yeah, so it's like you're two on each side, and the car that you're in spins, but it also is going back and forth and around on a track.
But it's smooth.
It is smooth.
Okay.
So they did that ride, and Lyra and I just kind of walked around the land. We ended up talking to Igor. I have like a 3-minute video of him like with a severed leg talking to Lyra about stuff. Like it was a very funny interaction. He's hilarious. It sounds scary, but it is really not. Like I think Lyra was a little nervous to go in there. Like she's like people were going to jump out at her, or you know, something scary was going to happen. And like during the day especially, it is really not scary. Like it's very tame. And all the characters that come out are very, you know, kind of not scary to talk to. And then we met up with Sebastian and Mitch, and we went and got ice cream. There's a little place right outside of that portal called Frosty Moon. So we got some ice cream, and then we decided to bring that back to the hotel to take a little break because we were all getting a little overheated already. And, you know, kind of just go in the pool and take a little break. Our ice cream was basically melted by the time we had to like eat as we were walking. It was melting quickly. So we took a break, we swam in the pool, and then, you know, once we were ready about 5 p.m., we went back into Dark Universe, and Lyra decided she wanted to ride Curse of the Werewolf. So I was like, if you're sure? Yep. So her and I rode that, and the guys went and rode Monsters Unchained again. And then we went back to Super Nintendo World to play some more of the games. We re-rode Mario Kart with our Express Pass. And then Lyra and I went into Toadstool Cafe. She really wanted to go in there and check it out. So we just got like some garlic knots because we had a dinner. We were going to go to dinner after that. So we didn't get very much. And Sebastian was like, in the Super Nintendo Land, you can get like 3 keys, and it opens up like another game that's inside called Bowser Jr.'s Challenge or something like that. So he was like determined to do that. So he was like, he had to keep playing the games to collect everything he needed to collect. And then at 7:45, we had made a dinner reservation at the Blue Dragon. So that's one of the two kind of full service table service meals that are in the park. And this is like a Pan Asian restaurant. So we went over there about 7:45 to have dinner. It was good. It was really good. The service was great. We talked about our waiter the rest of the trip. His name was Brian, and he just made sure our water glasses were full, like at all times. Like it got to a point where Sebastian's like, "All right, we're almost done. I'm just gonna finish this, and then we'll go." And like he saw him finish it and filled it back up. So it was like this ongoing joke of like Brian is making sure we're hydrated, and like I hope he's hydrated. Like we just kept talking about him. So it was really fun. It was really cool inside. It's like meant to look kind of like it's outside inside, and there's like there's like neon signs and trees, and it's really cute place. So we really like that. We just got like some orange chicken, beef and broccoli, like that kind of stuff that's kind of family friendly. And then to finish out the night, Sebastian and Mitch went on Stardust Racers, which is really beautiful at night because the track is not lit up, only the cars are lit up. So it's meant to look like comets racing. So you're supposed to be kind of like racing your comet, and the way they light it up at night is just like, even if that's like not the type of ride for you, I totally recommend going and watching it. Just it's really cool to see. And while they did that, Lyra and I went over. She wanted to ride Hiccup swing gliders again, so we walked over there. And as soon as we went to get on the line, they dropped the time to 15 minutes. It was a walk on, so we like walked right in, walked right on, which was good because we had already used our express pass on it. So we were like, well, this worked out well. And we just kind of walked around Isle of Burke for a little while at night. It was so much. It's funny because it was so hot during the day, and at night there would be like every day of this trip, there would be like a weather delay around 5, and then it would feel so much more comfortable once that passed. Yeah. So it was like walking around at night was like, oh, I wish it had been like this all day.
Yeah.
And after that, Lyra wanted to go swim. So her and Mitch went back to the hotel, and Sebastian and I walked around a little bit more to the front of the park. And then we sat down and watched the fountain show at 10 and then went to bed.
Now, on this day, this is the only of the 2 epic days that you got the express pass, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, it's very expensive. It's not about it being affordable, but do you feel like it was worth it for what you got out of it, recognizing that this is just going to be your opinion and others might have a different experience?
Yes. I mean, I think for me personally, express or any kind of skip the line service is always worth the money. I would much rather spend my time doing things than waiting in lines. And for me, I would always, if I can, I would always get it. I think for us, we did not, especially being so hot, we did a lot less than we expected to do in this first day, and we were very happy to have a second day. I think it would be extremely hard to get everything done in that park in one day, even with Express Pass, and that's what we found to be true. I think, with not having 2 kids in tow, or it not being August and being really hot, I'm sure we could have gone, a little bit harder at like knocking stuff out. But I also like, that's not always the way I want to spend a park day. Like I'd rather slow down a little bit and see things. Like I'm the kind of person who wants to look at every single detail, and it's going to take me like 4 days to do that. So I couldn't do that. But like, I want to like see all the stuff. Like I don't want to just go from ride to ride to ride to ride to ride. It was expensive for sure. I think it's well worth it though to skip the line. Like it at least cut the wait times in half, if not more, for all the ones we used it on.
Okay. Yeah. And my hope is that I think because it's so new, it's operating in a way that it's not going to operate in forever.
Right.
And with the other parks, you get express pass included at certain deluxe level, or whatever they call their deluxe level at Universal hotels. And that is not the case. Even if you're staying at one of those hotels, it does not count for Epic right now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that like with time, it will get rolled into that feature, because that is the reason that every time I go to Universal, I stay at the deluxe, is for that service.
It really is a amazing perk. Like, it is something that, like, you kind of can't top. And I do think, like, there's no hotels include Express for Epic. Epic is not included in the Unlimited Express. It is like when you buy an Express pass separately for Epic, it's a one-time use, kind of like a lightning lane. Like, you get one, skip the line. And yeah, I do hope in the long run that they change that or make that a little bit easier. It's also really hard from a travel agent perspective of like, I want you to stay at the new place because it's amazing, but like, it might not be the best one for you, especially if you're going to go to these other parks, because you can get the Express at these other hotels, and like, they're also great hotels, but it's like, I feel like, wouldn't you want to sell this brand new hotel with this perk for people? So like, I don't understand it really, but I really wanted to stay there. So we kind of made the concession of, we're going to the other two parks more days. We can do without the Express. We've also been there, you know, like, this wasn't a once in a lifetime trip for us or the kids. So it's like, we know what rides will go on. We'll just, if it's too long of a line, we'll skip it. Like, we just won't get to it, and that's okay. And we were okay with that. Whereas I don't know that everybody would be. So it really depends on what your priorities are and all of that, of like, what I would recommend in this situation. So we made it work for us, but yeah, like, it's not going to be the choice for everybody, for sure.
Yeah. And to me, this is, I mean, some people are against moving hotels within their vacation, but this is the perfect opportunity for a split stay.
Yeah. I'm one of those people. I hate doing split stays. Like, I want to unpack once and I don't want to do it again. But in this respect, I said, like, if we're doing another big trip to Universal, I would consider doing Epic days on one end and the other parks on the other end, and switching in between, because it would make a lot of sense.
So moving on to Tuesday, August the 12th, this was a day that you were going to be going to the traditional Universal Park and Islands of Adventure, and that you thought you would probably not rope drop, because after the epic day you had before, you anticipated wanting to take it a little bit easier in the morning.
Yes, and we did take it a little easy. I got up early because I just cannot sleep in, but I liked that. I liked being able to kind of like see. So it's funny with the park being right there. The rest of my family says they couldn't hear it, but I could hear the music start up every morning at like 5 for the park, like them getting the park ready. And I absolutely, like, I don't know that everyone would love this, but I absolutely loved, like, I would go over to the window and like watch like the landscapers like working and like watch them setting things up and doing I just found that so fascinating. So I would like spend my morning just like looking out the window. But yeah, everybody else kind of took their time getting up. We did not make it to the parks till about 10 o'clock in the morning, which was A-okay. Again, that was kind of the plan anyway. So we started in DreamWorks Land. Lyra was determined to get a Shrexel, which is a pretzel shaped like Shrek. And she loved it. So,
and I don't think I've been there since, well, I know I haven't been there since DreamWorks Land. So is that in Universal or Islands of Adventure?
That is in Universal Studios. If you recall where like the Feifel and Curious George areas were in that park, it has taken the place of those. So
kind of back near E.T.
Yes, like if you go to E.T. and then kept walking, that's DreamWorks Land now. And it is pretty much like a refaced area. Like, they took out all the details of those things and then just changed it over to Shrek Trolls, Kung Fu Panda. So it's like it, but it's like I can see like the Kung Fu Panda area is just where that like water area was in Curious George. Like, it's it's like the same building. They just refaced it. But it's cute. And it's like, obviously, like, my kids didn't know who Feifel was when we went there the last time. And I was like, oh, like, I got to show you this movie from my childhood.
Do you want to see a really sad movie?
Right. Like, do you want to be traumatized? Because I can do that.
Basically a kid who gets orphaned.
Yes. Oh, poor Feifel. But like, I can understand that like it needed a refresh to characters that kids actually care about. So like, you know, not mad about it. And like, Lyra's almost 10 and she was very excited about like the Troller coaster, you know, like, it's like, this is stuff from her, you know, younger younger years that weren't that long ago. So we hung out there for a little bit. Rode ET because that's my must do.
You have to.
Always. I love
Classic.
ET. And I love that smell of that queue. Like I would bottle it up. After ET, we had a lunch reservation at 12:30, so we made our way towards the Hogwarts Express at King's Cross Station to go over to Hogsmeade so that we could eat lunch at Mythos in Islands of Adventure. So I was like paranoid that we were going to be late. So we weren't late. We were fine. But so we like made our way over there and had lunch. And I think I've said this before, but I love that place. It's a really good place to just sit in the air conditioning for a good chunk of time. And the food is very good. So after that, Sebastian and Mitch went on Velocicoaster, and Lyra and I went over to Dr. Seuss Land because she's not getting on that, and I still have yet to ride it. I'm still a little nervous to ride it. So,
oh my gosh, it's so good. I
know.
I was hoping when you said that Lyra rode the other coaster that this might have been like, now there's like nothing stopping her from doing anything.
I wish, but no, we haven't quite done the upside down stuff yet. So we went over to Dr. Seuss. We did If I Ran the Zoo like play area, which it's so funny because she was like obsessed with that the last time we went. And it's so funny to see like she's just like a little too old for things that she wants to do. So it's like kind of like I got to do it one more time, but you know, she likes it, so whatever. And then we went on Cat in the Hat and kind of met up with them right after that. Sebastian went on and did Hulk by himself because Mitch is like, I just did Velocicoaster. I can't do another upside down roller coaster right after that. I'm too old for this, which I don't blame him. So he went and did that by himself. And then we went and did the Spider-Man ride as a family, which is like, you know, kind of 3D glasses, motion simulator type thing. Lyra did not love it. So it's just not for her, which is fine. She tried it, which is more than she used to do. And then we walked over to, there is like a Wicked, the movie Wicked experience. So there's like, they had a meet and greet there. I don't think they're meeting there anymore, but you can walk through and it's like scenes from the movie, like, you know, like costumes and like props and stuff like that. And it's also like merchandise and all that stuff. And like Lyra's a big fan of that movie. So we walked through that. And
do you know how long that's scheduled to last?
I don't know. I know that the meet and greet was supposed to end like the week before we went, which was such a bummer. But I don't know that there's any plans to get rid of it. It kind of took
the second movie's coming out.
Yeah, I feel like they'll probably keep it around for at least through then. But yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't have an end date, so hopefully it sticks around for a while. It's really pretty. I thought it was really fun to walk through. It would have been great if there was a meet and greet. I think that would have really made Lyra's day, but it's okay. Can't do everything. Maybe they'll come back when the next movie comes out.
I hope so.
And then from there, we went over. There was a 4:45 Bourne Stuntacular show, like Jason Bourne. And Mitch has done that one before, but the rest of us hadn't. So he was like, I think you'd like it. And it was really fun. I really liked it. It's a little loud. There's like it's like a kind of mix of screen and practical set stunts. And there is some gunfire, and it's like in an auditorium. So it was like very, very loud. And both Lyra and I don't really do well with like really loud sound like that. So that part kind of I wasn't loving, but had I known, I would have plugged my ears. But other than that, it was a really fun show.
I don't think I've done that one either.
It's a great use of AC, I can tell you that.
Do you need to know the Bourne movies?
No, you really don't. I mean, I've seen them, but they do like explain it to you in the pre-show. There's stuff in the queue, and then they explain it to you in the pre-show. And like it really, like even if you didn't know any of that, it just being a stunt show is fun to watch. Like it's just still cool to look at, even if you have no idea what any of it is. So we did that and got out of the heat for a while. Then we decided to go to City Walk and do a little like looking in the stores, a little shopping. And we got voodoo donuts to take back to the room for the next day or for dessert. We weren't sure when we were going to eat them.
Okay, pause there.
Yeah.
Did you get flavors you'd had before or did you try anything new?
I think we got new ones. I don't think anybody got something they had before. Sebastian got like a peanut butter one, like a filled one with like chocolate and peanuts on the top. I got like a pink one. So it was like a cake donut with like the pink frosting on it. I think Mitch got like a jelly, but it was like fancy jelly donut. And Lyra got, I forget what it was called. It was like the Texas or something. It was literally like bigger than her face glazed donut. But like that's her favorite kind of donut. So she's like, I want that. I was like, the one that's ginormous is the one that she wants. So she got like a huge donut. But we just got one per person this time instead of getting the last time I got like a dozen and we like could not eat that many, or not a dozen, but we got too many to eat. So we each were like, you get one. That's it. If we go through those and we want more, then maybe we'll get more. But so then we went back to the room and kind of hung out. We ended up getting room service for dinner, which I never do, but we were hungry and we didn't want to do like a sit down thing. So that was nice. It was nice to have like we got overlooking Epic Universe and have my chicken sandwich.
Something that Disney does not offer.
It's true. It's true. So. And they have 24-hour room service at Universal hotels. I threatened to order chicken wings at 3 a.m. and never followed through. But I was like, you're going to just wake up and I'm going to be like, oh, it's my 3 a.m. chicken wings. Excuse me. It sounded like it would be fun, but maybe next trip. And after that, we just went for another swim and just kind of went to bed after that. So that was the day.
The next day you were kind of having more of a rest day anyway, right?
Yes. So we ended up getting a pool cabana at the hotel for the
fancy.
day. I've literally never done that before. And I was just like, I asked if they had them available and they did. I wasn't even expecting them to have any available, but they were like, yeah, we have some. So we ended up getting a cabana for the day. We got breakfast at Flora Taverna, which is one of the sit-down restaurants in the hotel. It's like you could do like entrees or a breakfast buffet. We ended up doing the buffet just because with kids, like I was just like, you're going to just eat what you want to eat anyway. So we just kind of did that, which was good. It was, pretty much everything you would expect from a breakfast buffet was there. Omelet stations and, different meats and pastries and eggs and all that. So plenty to choose from. And then we went back to the room and got into our swimsuits and headed down to the cabana. It was really nice. I created a fruit plate, drinks, table and chairs. There's a couch, there's a safe, and it has like, there's an attendant that will come around and you can order food from them and stuff like that. So we just hung out there for most of the day. I think, like I said at the beginning, we ended up going into the game room for a little bit just to get out of the sun. It was kind of meh. And then we kind of took a break from the pool around like 4:00 and decided to go over to City Walk for dinner. So we went over to Antojitos, which is a Mexican place in City Walk. We made a reservation on the bus on the way over there for about 5:45. It was super easy. Food was good Mexican food. I'd never eaten there before either. But it was good stuff. And then we just decided to pop back into the parks. We ended up just, going into Universal Studios, and Lyra wanted ice cream from the DreamWorks Land has like a Trolls like ice cream stand. So she wanted that. So we went and got that while Mitch and Sebastian rode Revenge of the Mummy. And then we went over to Diagon Alley because we hadn't really done that yet. So Sebastian and I rode the Escape to Gringotts. And then after we got out, Lyra decided she wanted to go on it. So her and Sebastian went on it. And this is like another thing about the trip is like they did rides without us. And like that's kind of like the first time like they've gone off and done something on their own. And I was like, okay. Like
you're like freedom.
Yeah, like it's like a tentative like okay, and then we'll be right here. But like Sebastian has a phone now, so it was like we could get in touch with them, so it was fine. Mitch and I got butterbeers and hung out. It was kind of nice. We just had a little sit down while they rode that, and then we kind of started heading out of the park about 8:45. The park closed at 9, so we tried to kind of beat the crowds of people getting out. And when we got back to the hotel, we went back to our cabana for a little bit because you had it all day. So we had it till 11 o'clock. So I was like, well, we've got to get our money's worth. We must go back. And we need a night swim anyway. So we took a quick
How much are the cabanas there?
So I'm pretty sure it like varies based on season, but we paid $300 for the day.
Okay. But for the whole day?
For the whole day. From 9 to 11.
Right.
And it included drinks. And we took what we didn't drink back up to the room. So we had a couple sodas and some waters left in there. And so I packed in my little bag and we was like, I paid for these. Coming with me.
As you should.
As I should. And our attendant was super awesome. Like he was really fun and like he took very good care of us. So would I do it every time? I don't even think we really needed to. There was plenty of seats, but it was nice. So.
But it's nice also though to have something covering you and access to the safe and things like that.
And like knowing that we were planning to spend the whole day there, like it seemed worth it to me.
Did they have half a day options if you wanted? Okay, because I know at Disney, I think you can do half or whole day.
Oh, well, that would be nice. But no, it was just for the day.
Okay. All right. Then that brings us to Thursday, August 14th, another epic day.
Another epic day. We decided to use our rope drop time for Ministry of Magic this day. And it was the right call. So they let us in. I'm going to say something that I don't know if it happens all the time. So don't quote me on this. It did have a sign saying that the Battle of the Ministry ride was closing early that day. So I don't know if that affected their decision-making in the morning, but we were let into the queue at 9 a.m. So we got to go right into the ride right at 9 a.m. And it's not supposed to open till 10, but we walked all the way through the ride. We got on it at 9:40 and we were out by 9:50. So we were out of the ride being done before it was technically supposed to open. Again, I don't know if that's because it was closing early that day that they did that or if they do that all the time. But given that this ride can get up to a 3-hour wait, I was happy to do it in 45 minutes. So it's worth a shot, in my opinion.
Okay, so in comparison to the other Harry Potter rides, how would you rank this one?
This one is one of the better ones. Hagrid's is still my favorite ride of Harry Potter rides. And possibly of all rides. Like, I love Hagrid's. This one is good, though. Like, this is, kind of a mix of screens that are, like, really good quality screens, animatronics, and, like, you're in basically, like, I would say the seats are like the Tower of Terror seats, but you do not drop like that. You do not drop. It moves like an elevator, so it's like up and down, but also side to side, front and back. It's a magic
just like
elevator.
You would in the
Ministry
of Magic. Okay.
So it's like you're in a Ministry of Magic elevator, and it moves as such, but you are seated in a seat in like rows, similar to like a Tower of Terror vehicle. It was good. I liked it a lot. I was a little nervous. Lyra does get motion sickness, and I was a little nervous about it because she was like tentative to go on it. And I didn't tell her that was the one that people have said can be a little motion sicknessy. But she was fine. I asked her after, I was like, how do you feel? She's like, I feel fine. And I was like, okay. And then I told her like some people get motion sickness on this, and I just wanted to see how you felt about it because that's something that happens to you. So I would say like it, even for someone who gets motion sickness pretty easily in a car, like she was fine. So we liked it. It was cute. I would not wait 3 hours for it.
I wouldn't wait 3 hours for anything.
I wouldn't wait 3 hours for anything either, but like I don't even think I think you'd be disappointed if you waited that long for this ride. So maybe try my method of rope dropping it and hope that they let you in the queue right away. It's like we were constantly, and the queue is gorgeous. Like just to go through it is nice. And like even Mitch, who like doesn't really care about Harry Potter stuff at all, was like, this is really cool. Like he liked walking through it. So we were always moving, and then we got right on. So
okay. In terms of that one being the longest, like if you did use that strategy and you rope dropped, how like what are the other ride wait times like? What are you looking at for the other rides in the park that are some of the more popular things?
So I would say that the only rides that we saw that got consistently like over an hour to like multiple hour waits are Ministry of Magic. Mario Kart would occasionally get them, but there were parts of the day where you could see it go down. And the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness ride. And the Donkey Kong one also does not take Express Pass.
Okay.
So we were going to rope drop that one the first day, but then we saw that it didn't open till 10 o'clock. So we decided to do Mario Kart first. But that might also be like, it might be if you're doing 2 days, do one on one day and one on the other day. And then the rest of them you can pretty much make work. And at least the Mario Kart queue is all indoors. So it's at least in air conditioning. Whereas Donkey Kong is mostly outdoors. So some strategy there, I guess. But the rest of them were fine. Like you really didn't get super long. It was like very weirdly like weighted to certain rides of the where the wait times were, and other ones were very quick waits. So I don't know. Hopefully that'll relax as time goes on too, and people can kind of spread out.
Think so. All right. What was after that?
So after that, we tried to get, so we wanted to just kind of get a quick grab and go at the little cafe there in the Wizarding World. But apparently for any food, you have to sit at a table. So we just were like, okay, never mind, we'll come back. And Minecart, the Donkey Kong ride, had a lower wait. Like I think it was like 65 or 75 minutes. And we're like, we should just go get in line and just do it. By the time we walked over there, it was up to 105 minutes, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
So we just decided to get in line anyway, because we were like, well, this, like, we either just commit to it and wait in the line or we don't do it. So like, well, we're here, let's just do it. And I made it about halfway of the line and I had to go to the bathroom so bad that I had to get out of the line. Like I was like, I can't hold it. Like we've been in line for 45 minutes and we've got probably another 45 minutes to go and I'm not going to be able to hold it.
Were they able to hold your spot in line?
So I didn't even like ask. Like I just weaved through and I was like, not like embarrassed because like everybody has to pee, but like having to like go backwards through this huge line just like made me like so upset. And I think it was just like, it was kind of one of those things where it was like the heat was getting to us, like everything was like kind of like weighing down and I just like completely lost it. So I got to the bathroom in Super Nintendo Land and I was just like crying.
Oh,
which was like, so like, it's funny now that I was crying in the Super Nintendo bathroom, but at the time I was just like so emotional and I don't know why. And then like, as I was like walking back towards the ride, Mitch texted me and he's like, just ask if you can meet back up with us. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm like such a rule follower and such a, like, I'm not going to put anybody out there. I'm like, I'm not going to ask that. And he's like,
yeah, but at the
like,
same
we have
time,
a long wait to go.
They saw you walk past if you had to walk back through the entire line. So it's not like
probably said something. So I ended up,
and to be fair, you're one person.
I know
it's not like
true.
A bunch of people left and a bunch of people, you know.
But I'm so like weird like that. Like I don't want to cause anyone any trouble, and not that he was even causing anyone trouble, but you know, just
no, I know what you mean though. Like I would have probably been thinking of it ahead of time, and the entire way out, I would have been like, "I'm just going to the bathroom. I will be back. I'll see you in a minute." And it would have been like,
I know. And the line is such that it's so like ziggy zaggy and back and forth that it would be so hard to even get back to them that I was just like, there's no way. But I was like, all right, I'll ask her. So I walked up to her and I was just like, look, like you can just, I'm going to ask you something. It's totally fine if it's not possible, but I had to go to the bathroom. And as I'm talking to her, I start crying again. And I don't even know why I was crying about this. Like it was not a big deal, but it was just like very emotional day. So I had to leave. I had to go to the bathroom and like my family's still in there. And I was like, is there any way I could go back and meet up with them? And I was like, it's okay if there's not. Like, if you have to say no, like, that's fine. Like, I'll be fine. I'll just wait for them. And she's like, oh my gosh. Like, and, like, she treated me with such compassion and was so kind. And it like made me even more emotional because she was being so nice. And she's like, yeah, you can. She's like, you can go through the exit. She's like, you're not going to, it's going to be so hard to get back to them through the line. So she's like, you can go in through the exit to the family room. So this is kind of how they do their child swap, is they have something called a family room at most rides. And like the person will wait there with the one that can't ride, and then the other people will ride and they'll swap. So she's like, go to the family room. Like my friend, I forget what his name was, is there. Just tell him what's going on and that you're meeting up with your party. And just when they get to the front, you'll meet up with them there. So you'll just wait at the family room. And I was like, okay, I'm like, thank you so much. And she's like, and I don't know if I should say this because I feel like I don't want people to use this as like a, way to get something. But then she's like, how many people are in your party? I was like, 4. She gave me 4 individual fast passes or express passes. It's not fast passes. It's Universal. And I was like, nice. I was like, you do not have to do this. Like, I don't want anything. Like, I just want to go meet up with them. Like, you do not have to. She's like, no. She's like, you would be surprised how many people are just like not nice at all. She's like, you are genuinely a nice person. And she's like, and I appreciate that. And like, I want to do this for you. And I was like, okay. I was like, thank you. But like, you really don't have to. And then I was like emotional again. It was such an emotional interaction at Donkey Kong, which sounds hilarious. But like, so I was just like, okay. So I was like, thank you so much. Like, I truly appreciate it. And like, she was just a doll, and her name is Julia. And if she happens to listen to your podcast, she's amazing.
That's very sweet.
And I did write to Universal to try to get, like they don't have cast compliments. So like I was trying to find a way to like leave her a compliment. So I hope it got to her. But so I did that and it was fine. I did have to wait quite a while it was like the family room, the single rider line, and then the regular line. So I just like waited right there. And then when they got up, I texted Mitch and I was like, when you get to the front, just tell them you're with me. And he just like waved to me and we got right on and it was fine. So it was like not a problem. But I made it a big one before.
Well, I mean, again, it wasn't a big deal.
No.
It was not a big ask that you were making of them. But I think that like the fatigue from the heat and being in the park for multiple days at that point, and sharing a hotel room in close proximity to each other for that many days. It's like even the most close families under those circumstances will have moments. And I think that they either show themselves through like somebody like lashing out at the others, or like just feeling emotional and being like, what is the matter with me?
and we like know that. And again, like I plan trips for a living. Like I had a plan, and like even I have my moments. Like it's normal, it's human. And we have a thing in our family where we're like, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one, like lash out, meltdown, whatever you want to call it. Like we're like, okay,
snippy. Yeah,
that's yours. Like you've used it. So it's like, we can't let it. Well, we try to not let it like affect the rest of the trip. Like we try to like, it's like, okay, you had your moment and that's okay. And we're going to move on from it now.
Like there's an automatic forgiveness. We're moving on.
Yeah. Right. And again, like, I think it was just one of those things where it was like, it all came crashing into this one little moment of me having to like possibly miss something that I wanted to do. And I didn't even miss it. It was fine.
I mean, but in hindsight, the fact that it was Donkey Kong just adds a level of hilarity to it.
I was like, I was sobbing in the Super Nintendo bathroom with like the music. I'm just like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
And I'm just imagining her being like, wow, she really is into Donkey Kong.
She must be the biggest Donkey Kong fan. And it was a good ride. I mean, I'm glad I got to do it, but
oh, that's funny.
All right. So moving on from that moment, we Mitch wanted to meet Donkey Kong, so he was coming back out. So he went to meet him, and Lyra and I waited to meet Princess Peach at the same time. So we kind of divided and conquered for some character meets. And then we went to lunch at Pizza Moon, which is right next to Super Nintendo World, and it is super good. So it is, it's pizza, but it's like not puffy theme park pizza. It's pretty good pizza. And it's like, I don't know if you're like the theming is very like the, what's that old movie? The like Jules Verne Man in the Moon type. the name is escaping me, but there's like this old black and white movie where like the moon gets hit in the eye with a rocket.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I think that if I'm remembering correctly, is it in the movie Grease where they're at the drive-in and you see that in the background?
Oh yes,
Where
I've seen Grease
she's
400
singing
times.
There Were Worse Things I Could Do.
Yes.
I think.
Let's see. I'm gonna look
Or
it
no,
up.
he's singing All Alone at the Drive-In movie. Sorry. For all you musical theater fans out there who were like, no, Virginia, that's wrong. I had a moment. I've got it back. It's All Alone
How
at the Drive-In
dare
movie.
you? A Trip to the Moon. It's a 1902 French silent film. So the kind of the decor and everything is very in line with this movie, and it is so beautiful in there. Like as soon as I started seeing pictures of it, I was like, I love it. I'm in love with Pizza Moon, and it lived up to my expectations. It's beautiful, so
Good.
I would go back there in a heartbeat.
And I'm glad the pizza was actually good because
the pizza was very good.
It's not always true in theme parks.
Yes, you got to be careful with that theme park pizza. And then we kind of popped around Super Nintendo World with, the games and stuff. And then we went over to Isle of Berk to see the stage show, The Untrainable Dragon. That was about 2:00, which was wonderful. There is a part in the show, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but there is a part in the show that was supposed to kind of happen. There's like not a stunt, but there's something in the show that's supposed to happen that didn't happen for us, which was a bummer, but I think I was the only one who knew it was supposed to happen, so it was fine. And then afterwards we were walking out, and I don't know if you're aware, but there's these like little baby dragons that come out. They're these little robots and they do tricks and stuff. Yes. And so we ended up seeing one of those on our way out of the show, which was so cute. That whole land is very well themed, and even if you're not a fan of the movies or have seen them, I think it's just so well themed out and well done. The characters that are roaming around are wonderful. Like it was one of my favorites. So
cool. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but Alex used to love it when he was younger. So
yeah, and I feel like my kids like were born after, so like I missed it because it was like it came out before my kids were born, and like we went into like all the Disney stuff and I like didn't watch that until recently, and now everybody's a fan. So after that, we went back to the Wizarding World to go to the cafe because we were not able to do it in the morning. So we got the butterbeer crepe and a creme brulee, and both were good. I would say I feel like the butterbeer crepe is like really hyped up, and I was like, it's okay.
Is the crepe itself butterbeer themed, or does it have something on top?
Yeah, so it's just a regular crepe, but like if you were to fill a crepe with like Nutella, there's like there's like a butterbeer cream, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
Inside, so like the filling is butterbeer, and then it has like I think like a butterscotch drizzle or something on the top.
Okay.
But it's cold, not warm, which I feel like for me crepes are supposed to be warm, but. It was good. It was okay. I don't think we shared it. It's $20, and like I don't think I would get it again. Like I feel like I've checked that box. And the only other problem was that Lyra wanted to get a croissant in the morning, and they apparently don't have them in the afternoon. So if you want croissants at the cafe, go in the morning. So she was a little bummed out. I did get a strawberry iced tea there. I forget what else is it. It was like strawberry mint something iced tea. It was very refreshing and very good, especially on a hot day. So I would get that again.
Okay.
But yeah, then we explored the Wizarding World a little bit after that, but I think everyone was having a similar day to me, and everyone was hot and cranky, and we started kind of like snapping at each other. So we're like, we're going to go take a break. So we cut that exploring a little short to go take a break in the air conditioning of our room, which was the right call. And then we came back to the park around 6:00 at night. And again, there was like weather delays at like 5. It was like every day like clockwork. So we're like, we're going to wait it out in the room, and then we'll go back when it's done, when rides start coming back up again. And that part of staying at Helios was so clutch. Like we could literally just go back to our room for a little while, wait for things to come back up, and then go back to the park. Like we didn't have to like figure out what to do. It was really nice.
Yeah, you didn't have to wait for transportation or anything.
Right. It was so nice. So that was wonderful. We went back at 6. I rode Stardust Racers with Sebastian. I was a little nervous too. But it was a lot of fun. It was very intense, but it was very fun.
Okay.
And I liked it. And while we were doing that, Mitch and Lyra were like shopping, and she got like a ginormous lollipop. She was like very excited to show me when we met back up. And then we all rode Monsters Unchained at Dark Universe, and Lyra hated it and kept her eyes closed the whole time, but she did ride it, so it was kind of scary.
Screen-based ride?
No, it is. There are some screens, but it is mostly very, very detailed animatronics of monsters. So it was like Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein. So it's like, it's spooky. Like, I wouldn't say it's like, I'm a huge baby for scary stuff, and there was only a couple parts that like got me, like I was like, it's more just like spooky. Like, it's like you can kind of see it coming. Like, it's not like jump scares all that much. There's a couple, but and there's like, again, it's like that same ride mechanism as Forbidden Journey, and it like at one point like lays you flat on your back, and there's like Frankenstein is like putting like electricity through something, so like your seat jiggles, and I was almost like, this is nice. Like, I could just lay here and have this back massage. Yeah, like it wasn't so bad, minus the creepy monsters. But so we did that, and then we went back to Isle of Burke and we all got mac and cheese cones for dinner. So it was a very cheese heavy day, but we had to get those again. That was, I think, one of our favorite foods. And then Mitch and Sebastian went to ride Stardust Racers again at night, and they also did, I think, Monsters Unchained again, and they went back to Super Nintendo World again, and Lyra and I waited in line to meet Toothless in Burke.
Okay. And I hear that is one of the best meet and greets.
It is an amazing experience. It was a 65-minute wait, and I looked at the line and I was like, there's no way that's how long this line is. It's not that many people in the line. I was like, well, let's get in the line. And it was a 65-minute wait. And the reason is they take such time with each group. They really make it an experience. Other characters like kind of come and go while you're waiting in the line. They like, it's just, they're not rushing you through. Like everybody gets their time, and that's why it's so long. So like, believe it when it says that it's a long line. But again, it was at night, so it wasn't like we were standing in the hot sun.
At least they were able to accurately estimate the time.
Yeah, it was pretty spot on too, and there was like shift changes in there too. So
I wish that they would do like, I don't know where else they do this to compare it to, except for here in New York. If you go to Macy's during the holidays,
oh yes,
and you go visit the big man in red,
heck yeah,
you
gotta do it.
Get sent down a path, and it's a very winding little village of huts, and they put you in front of one, and there are like multiple opportunities for people to be meeting with people at the same time.
Yeah,
that would kind of be nice for such a popular meet and greet.
Yeah, and it got to the point where I was like, okay, the park is going to be closing soon. And I wonder if like people in the line, not even the people working the experience, but people in the line are going to try to get through this quicker so that they can get on another ride before the park closes. So I was like kind of hoping we would like move a little faster. But again, it was a long wait, but like we were fine. Like it wasn't like uncomfortable or boring. Like there was stuff happening around you while it was happening. So they really do a good job with it. So it was worth it. It was 100% worth it. That animatronic is so cool. Like he laughed. I could hear it like laughing. It was responding to everything that we were saying. I was just like, I don't want to know how the magic happens, but like it was remarkable. So I would, cool. If you are a fan even a little bit, I think it's worth it. But and then at that point it was like 9:40 when we got out of that line. And so the fountain show was at 10. We got ice cream again at Frosty Moon, and we all sat down to watch the fountain show because Mitch and Lyra hadn't seen it from outside yet. We've all seen it from in the room, but we wanted to see it from the outside looking at our hotel. And that was it. That was our day. That was our epic experience.
Wow. It sounds like you got most everything done that you would have really wanted to get done.
Yeah, I think the only ride we didn't do was there's one in Isle of Burke called Dragon Racers Rally where it's like on an arm and then like you spin, or you don't have to, you can just like sit. That one we didn't get to. And we did not get to do the Cirque d'Arcanu, the circus show with the fantastic beasts in Ministry of Magic. Okay. But those are the only two things that like were like rides or experiences that we didn't do. I would have done a ton more exploring. Like I would go back and just walk around. But that's me. That's not most people, I think. So.
Well, I cannot wait to visit it myself. You still have 2 more days of the trip to get through. Yes. So let's hear about Friday, August the 15th, which was a Volcano Bay day.
Yes. So this, I kind of touched upon this at the beginning, but we left the hotel at 10:30 and we did not get to Volcano Bay, like into the park until 11:30. We waited about a half an hour for a bus. Then it took another 15 minutes to get to the park. And then there's like, you got to go through security and all that stuff there. So that was kind of a long time, but we didn't go at opening. So I think they just send buses a little less frequently as the day goes on. Not a ton to say about Volcano Bay. It is a nice theme park. It is a good water park. I'm not a huge fan of water parks, and this one is probably one of my favorites. Lyra and I didn't do any slides. The boys did. We did both the Lazy River and the Fearless River. So there's the Lazy River, it's like typical, you get like on a tube. And then the Fearless River, everybody puts on a life jacket and you just kind of float down it like white water rafting style, but with your body. And that's fun. And we went around that, like Lyra just kept doing the like around again. And we would just like keep going. And then eventually I had to get out because I was like, I need to take a break from spinning around. But we really like that. There's a bunch of like, what I like about this water park is there's a bunch of like pools. Like there's actual places you can just go and be in water and swim. Whereas
without
I feel
a wave happening.
Yeah, without a wave pool. Like I don't like wave pools, like make me feel like dizzy and nauseous. Like I don't like that feeling. So I like, that's just not my vibe. So I do like that I can just be in water in a lot of the places here. It feels good. Whereas like, I feel like if you're not into like slides or stuff, there's not always something for me to do. There is also something called the aqua coaster there, which we all did. And it was really fun. I would recommend wearing goggles on it because like the water was spraying me in the face. I like couldn't see for half of it because it was just like water. But it was a lot of fun. And even Lyra did it and liked it. So there's also really good food there. We've gone the past couple times we've gone to I think it's called the Kohola Reef restaurant there. And you can mobile order, do that because most people don't. And there's always a big long line and you can really avoid the line by mobile ordering. So you can get a lot of different foods there. Like there's pulled pork, there's burgers, there's pizza, there's something for everyone in my family, which is probably why we like it. But it's for a water park restaurant. It's pretty good. And then I think we did a couple other things. I think there we left pretty early. We left about 3:00.
Okay. Yeah,
we were
didn't
like
stay very long at all.
Yeah, we were kind of like, you know what? It was hot. We'd done what we wanted to do, and as soon as we were getting ready to leave, they announced that things were closing for weather delay.
Okay.
So it was like we kind of made the right choice because they were closing some stuff down for a while some weather moved through. And we just decided, oh, well, then we're just going to go. We decided to swap. We had a dinner reservation for our very last day for Saturday at the restaurant that's at the hotel, Flora Taverna. And we decided to swap it. So we decided to do it this night instead so we could just relax at the hotel and not have to find a place to go for dinner. So we did that.
Did you not go back into any other parks this day?
We did not. We decided like we're going to try to, like we were all like realizing that we were more tired than we thought we would be, even with all these like rest days. We were like still going pretty hard. So I think it was the right call to just kind of be like, we're going to relax. So we did dinner at the hotel. I got this really good like rigatoni pasta there. It was like, it just felt like one of those things where it was just the perfect meal to have. Like it was like very like comforting. So food there, very good. Again, expensive, but very good. And then we just went back up to the room. I watched the fountain show again at 10 o'clock from my room, which was like my nightcap. It's like, I've got to watch my fountain show. Don't bother me at 10 p.m., please.
Have you incorporated that into your nightly routine at home?
No, I said to Mitch earlier, I was like, you guys are going to have to go out with glow sticks and the hose and try to recreate it outside. I need my fountain show. Go. So maybe for my birthday, somebody will do it.
Oh my God. If they do, please send that to me.
I will.
Oh. All right. So last full day, Saturday, August the 16th, you were going to just be trying to do anything that you had missed in Universal and Islands of Adventure. So where did you land?
Yes. So we started the day in Islands of Adventure. We were going to try to do Hagrid's first thing, but it was already at a 120-minute wait. So we're like, let's see if it goes down. So we ended up going to like the Jurassic Park area. Mitch and Sebastian went on the River Adventure ride. Lyra didn't want to do that. So we went to like the play area, Camp Jurassic, which is a very cool area for play. There's like caves and rope bridges and all this fun stuff to do. We did that for a little while. It was really hot. So we decided to go inside to the Discovery Center there at Jurassic World or area. And they do like, there's a lot of like little like dinosaur type exhibits in there. And we ended up walking up to where there's like dinosaur eggs in this little thing. And they do like a kind of like a experience where one hatches. And Lyra volunteered when the baby Velociraptor hatched, and she got to name it. So she got like a little certificate, and it says like the name of her dinosaur, which is Orange. And like she gets to keep that. And I know for a fact that if she were to go back and ask, how is Orange doing? They will look him up and tell you facts about your dinosaur that you named. So if you ever have the opportunity to volunteer for that, definitely do it. It's like a really cool thing. And if you go back and ask about your dinosaur, they will tell you about it.
Like what kind of facts? Like they know how long it's been alive, he's now pursuing a bachelor's degree in engineering.
Yes, exactly. He's growing, or he's learning this or that, or he's eating this food or whatever. So we can't wait to go back and check on Orange.
That's cute.
And then Hagrid's was still a really long wait. So Lyra wanted to have lunch at Minions Cafe, and we kind of promised that. So we decided to go back over to Universal Studios to have lunch at the Minions Cafe, which was good. It was fine. It was a cute little place. The food was pretty good.
Is it typical like burgers and stuff like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I got a kids meal. I got like the kids grilled cheese, and the grilled cheese is like pimento cheese, which was not what I was expecting. And then
I was like, sound like a kid's grilled cheese to me.
Yeah, but it was good. It was pretty good. And Lyra got they have like Uncrustable like peanut butter and jelly. They have like chicken. There's some stuff on the menu that's kind of weird. The tater tots are shaped like Minions, which is kind of cute.
Oh, that's it.
And then after that, Mitch and Sebastian went on Rip Ride Rocket. It actually closed.
R.I.P.
The day after was the last day. So we went to second to last day. So they had to get that in. And we just kind of hung around in that area for a while. And then we got a spot for the Mega Movie Parade, which is like they have an afternoon parade there. So we just were in the right spot for that at the time. It is definitely not as cutthroat as Disney. You do not need to set up like an hour in advance or anything. No. Like you could walk up, 5 minutes before and get a pretty good viewing spot somewhere along the route. So we just hung out there because we just, wanted to take a break anyway. But the parade was good. It has like lots of different like old and new movies. Like it's got like Ghostbusters and Back to the Future, and it also got like Trolls and Sing and Kung Fu Panda and all those characters too. So it was fun for all ages. And then after that, we went back to DreamWorks Land. Lyra wanted us all to ride the roller coaster, which we did, and then did the Po Live experience, which is Kung Fu Panda. It's very similar to like Turtle Talk with Crush, but with
Got it.
Kung Fu Panda. So he does like, he'll ask questions and then he teaches the kids like Kung Fu moves. And then they're like looking for like this little panda and they have to like, it's like behind you. And he's like, where? And then the panda disappears. It's very cute. And Lyra really liked that. Like she loves that kind of stuff. And he is like, oh, what's your name? And she's like, Lyra. And you're like, okay, do you have any Kung Fu nicknames? And she's like, no. And so he's like, oh, okay, we're going to call you Legendary Lyra. And like, she like loved that. And like, couldn't, like, I'm Legendary Lyra. I wonder if they'll talk about me. It's like, probably. So she had a blast. And then we went to, there's like a little playground at the Shrek area. And if you go down the slide, it makes a fart sound. So the kids thought that was very funny. So we had to do that. And then I think we were going to head back to Islands of Adventure and we saw The Simpsons on the way out. And the kids were like, Mitch is a huge Simpsons fan. So the kids were like, Dad, you have to go get your picture of them. So we
you saw the characters?
Yes, okay. The characters of The Simpsons.
I thought you meant the ride. And that is like one of the rides I will not do. It makes me feel so ill.
Yes. Even my husband, who is probably the biggest Simpsons fan, at least that I know, does not want to go on that ride.
Yeah, it's nauseating.
No, thank you. So we just stopped. We saw the characters on the way out, and we stopped and got a picture with them. And then we walked back to Islands of Adventure because the Hogwarts train was like very, very long for some reason. The wait was very long. So we went just back over by foot this time. And we did some of the Dr. Seuss stuff. We did Cat in the Hat again with all of us and the trolley train ride, which is something I keep wanting to do. And it keeps like breaking down right as I'm about to ride it. So we finally got on it. And then we kept checking the Hagrid's wait times just kept going up. So unfortunately, we just decided to like skip it. We're like, we're just not going to get to it this trip. Like, it's just not going to happen, which is a huge bummer because it's one of my favorite ride of all time. Your favorite ride ever. Yeah. But like waiting 2 hours at that point just was not, we just didn't have it in us, to be honest. And so we were like, oh, we need to like just go like sit inside for a second. And Sebastian was like, can I go do Hulk again? We're like, yeah, sure. So he went and did Hulk twice in a row because there was like no line. Wow. And we went into like the Captain America Cafe or something and got slushies, just like waiting in the air conditioning for a minute. And then when he got out of that, we decided like we're just going to go to City Walk and get some dinner and just call it a day. And again, as we're walking out, it's like things are going down for weather delay. We went to Big Fire in City Walk for dinner. And as we're sitting there, it's like we see like the crowds of people coming out and the clouds forming. And it was just like this dark cloud came over. I was like, I think we made the right call. Cause like we would have waited in that Hagrid's line and then it would have just gone down anyway. So like it just wasn't
not to mention
happen.
When things go down like that, those restaurants would have been filled up very quickly.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it was just like one of those things where we're like, well, like it stinks that we didn't get to that, but like that's the thing that we just couldn't make happen. So
and
we did
gives
dinner.
You a reason to come back.
Exactly. Got to come back for Hagrid's. And Lyra will definitely be ready for Hagrid's at that point because I think we were going to get her on it too. So it was like, got to leave something. And then as we're getting back to the hotel that night, we're walking in and a huge bolt of lightning and like cracked right at the same time. And like, it was one of those things like, you know, when you look in a flash and then you close your eyes and you still see the flash, like I could see the lightning in my closed eyes. It was like, that was big.
Wow.
So everything was closed. The pool was closed. Like it was like the first time that the weather was like truly like right on top of us for a while. So we just went upstairs, we started packing up our stuff and then we checked in on the pool a couple times. And they're like, we will open, like the rides started coming back up. So we checked again and they're like, we will open, just not right this second. So we decided to just go down and like kind of hang out and wait for them to open the pool up. And when we went down, they were open. So we got like a quick final swim in. And that was it. That was the last night. And we got packed up and had to head home early in the morning. So
and you had a 6 a.m. car service pickup.
Yes. So we were up early, got the car, got to the airport. But
was your flight on time?
Flight was on time. Everything was smooth. Like I was saying to Mitch, I was like, we really didn't have any travel delays or hiccups or anything. Like
the only hiccup in your trip was in the Isle of Burt.
It's true. It was and the best kind of hiccup.
Well, this sounds like an amazing trip that you had. I mean,
so fun.
Donkey Kong tears aside.
Even that, like, that's the thing is, like, even that is part of it, right? Like, that's a story and that's a memory we have. And like,
oh, that's going to be a family legend.
Yep. That story will be told for generations, I'm sure. But yeah, overall, I think we all had our moments. The heat definitely got to us at times, but overall it was such a good trip and we all had a blast. And I think we would all go back, especially to Epic, in a heartbeat. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming back on the show again. I always love having you here. Or if you don't know that, I'm telling you. I love having you here, Molly.
And I love coming to chat with you. I can chat with you anytime.
It's so much fun. And if anybody out there is looking for a travel agent, of course, Molly is your girl. And all her information is in the show notes. So I hope that you will reach out to her and she will hook you up.
Of course.
Thank you so much for coming. And I hope that you will let me know next time you have a trip on the boats.
You know it.
Okay. All right. Have a great rest of your evening.
You too. Thanks, Virginia.
Thank you again to Molly for coming on the show and sharing all of your Universal experiences with us. I'm looking forward to our own trip to Universal, so I'll see it all for myself. And my mother promised that we'd go on every ride there, so I'm really hoping to do that. And if you haven't rated or reviewed the podcast, and if you liked what you heard, please don't forget to do that on the podcast app of your choice. Or you can always leave a review directly on the podcast website, whereilongtobepodcast.com, where there is no limit to how many reviews you leave. So, give us a lot of good stuff, Anyways, your feedback is always appreciated, and with that, it's time to wrap this up. So thank you all for listening and your continued support. And until next time, like my mom always says, keep daydreaming about where you long to be.